11 horror stories you should never watch alone. Story 1.
If your dog starts barking in the middle of the night, follow these rules. Rule 1. If he barks at the living room door, do not open it. If he suddenly stops, you're safe. If he keeps barking, pretend you're asleep. Rule 2. If he runs under your bed and refuses to come out, do not pull him. He is hiding from something that already got inside. Rule 3. If he starts howling at the ceiling, do not look up. Just pray. Final rule. If one night he starts barking directly at you, leave the house and never come back.
Story 2. I checked my security camera before going to sleep. Everything looked normal, just an empty hallway, nothing unusual. So I turned it off and went to bed. But at exactly 3:17 a.m., the camera turned on by itself. No one was there. At least that's what I thought. I kept watching, trying to see something, anything. Then something moved right at the end of the hallway, and slowly it started getting closer. Story 3. Only one student leaves his classroom alive. If you're taking a test, and every question is about your life, things only you should know, look around, because that is not your classroom, and those are not your classmates. Follow these rules. Rule 1. If question 7 mentions your cousin's name or your first pet, answer wrong on purpose. If you answer correctly, you remember things meant to stay forgotten. Rule 2. If you hear someone crying behind you, do not turn around. She is answering questions about you too, and she is not really crying. Rule 3. When the test asks about your greatest fear, look at the ceiling. If only one light is on, tell the truth. If more than 4 are lit, lie. Final rule. If the paper asks, how many people are in this room? Count slowly. If one is missing, you already lost. The next stories are worse. Story 5.
I was still. My reflection wasn't. I got home late that night and went straight to the bathroom. I looked in the mirror and froze. I had already stopped moving, but my reflection kept smiling at me. Then it slowly raised one hand and pointed behind me. That's when I heard breathing, right over my shoulder. I never looked back.
Story 6.
I found a replay button on my screen. I don't remember it being there before. It looked out of place. I clicked it just to test. Everything froze for a second. No sound, no movement. Then I saw myself watching this exact moment from the other side, but I wasn't alone. Something was standing behind me, and it was already moving before I did.
Story 7.
The doll always came back. She was 7 years old when her grandmother gave her an old handmade doll. That night, she hugged it and whispered, "Never leave me." After that, no one could take the doll away from her. Years passed. She grew older, and one day, she threw it away. The next morning, the doll was sitting on her bed. They burned it, buried it, gave it away, but it always came back. Then one night, her parents heard screaming. They ran into her room. She was on the floor, pale and shaking, holding the doll. She never spoke again, and the doll disappeared.
Story 8. I opened a game I don't remember installing. There was only one option. Continue. No settings. No exit. So I clicked it. The screen went black. Then I saw a character just standing there in a room that looked exactly like mine. Same desk, same door. Then the character moved, but I didn't, and it slowly turned, looking straight at me. Did you see that? Story 9. I missed the last bus home that night, so I waited alone at the empty stop. The street was completely silent. No cars passed by. Then, through the fog, an old bus slowly appeared. Its headlights were weak. It stopped right in front of me, but there was no driver inside. The doors opened by themselves. I stepped closer and looked inside. Every single seat was full. Dozens of people sat perfectly still, and every one of them was staring at me. Then they all smiled at once. The doors are still open. Can still get out of here. Story 10. We were camping deep in the forest that night. Everything felt calm at first. The fire was warm, and the woods were completely silent. Then we heard something moving between the trees. At first, we thought it was an animal, but the sound was getting closer, much closer. Before we could react, a tall creature rushed out of the darkness. It grabbed Lucas by the arm and dragged him away screaming. We ran after them in panic, but then it stopped and started chasing us instead. We kept running until Anna fell. When we looked back, it was already standing behind her. Story 11. I woke up inside a stopped elevator in the dark. The panel wasn't working and my phone had no signal. Then I heard a noise above me. Something was moving on top of the elevator. I stayed completely still, trying not to make a sound. Suddenly, the lights flickered for a second, and I saw a shadow passing through the vent that my heart started racing. I needed to get out. I forced the door with all my strength. When it finally opened, there was no one outside.
For more horror stories, subscribe and leave a like. See you next time, and don't look back.